Miss Una Green is 91 years old and lives in the Blue House in Frome. She remembers World War II very well and the bombs that were dropped in Nunney Road, Frome. And interestingly enough, she lived in my house in Nunney Road in World War II.
When the bombs were dropped, I got out of bed very quickly because we knew what a stick of bombs was. You know what a stick of bombs is, don't you? There's a whole lot of them. They were coming nearer and nearer and nearer, and I shot out of bed as fast as I could, and I got as far as the landing.
Yes.
And there was no blackout on the landing, and I can't think out why. The plane shot by so low that I saw it, but whether it was the one that was chasing the German or whether it was the German, I don't know.
No.
But it was so low, I seemed to be on a level with the cockpit, which I could see. Pale blue lighting, and I could see the pilot.
Goodness.
But he dropped all these bombs up the stick. Because when you hear first of a stick of bomb and then some more and more, you want to get out of the way.
Yes, of course.
And did
I don't know what happened to the... I think the plane crashed. I don't know. Do you know the end of it?
No, I don't, but I think Jane does because her family were involved as well.
Anyway, it was being chased by an English one. And it was just one person died as a result, but he died a while afterwards. That was a Mr. Coles.
Right.
He was a rent collector. And Jack Berry was also on duty as a warden. And there was somebody else. I don't know who the third was, but at any rate, Mr. Cole died of shrapnel afterwards.
Yes.
But there were a few houses up Nunney Road on the right that were damaged.
Were there?
Well, they registered me in and were posting me to HMS Lucifer, and I thought, oh lovely, I'm going sailing, I'm going on a boat. I found out afterwards that HMS Lucifer is a land ship.
Oh dear. And where is that based?
I think it was South Wales somewhere.
Oh, was it?
I never
Yeah.
really found out. At any rate, it was before the days of sort of telephones and telegrams. They weren't very good in those days. I had an express letter sent me. Would I please report back to Bristol to the place where I'd be? And a very nice lady there talked to me for a while. She said, I think it'd be a good idea. I think it'd be a waste of your talent, she said, to go in the Wren. She said, you'd probably find yourself doing GD, which is general duty, scrubbing floors, she said.
Yes.
I think you're worth a bit more than that. So she said, if you want to, say no now and we'll let you out.
Yeah.
And then you can, would you like to go into the ATS? So I said, yes, please, because my sister was in it and she was having a wonderful time. So I went into the ATS. I never regretted it.
Were you a single lady during the war?
Pardon?
Were you a single lady during
I've
the war?
always been single.
Have you?
I'm still a miss. You can join the A onto the miss if you like. A miss. Yeah, the Americans always had a lot more than us, but they're always very generous. Stockings, silk stockings. Not that I ever had any, but I did have some butter given me once.
Did you? Lovely. When you were on rations, that was very good.
Yeah.
What do you remember about rationing?
I thought it was very sensible, really. I never grumbled about it. I know when I was in lodgings after the war, and we were still rationed, I stayed at the YWCA down at Taunton. We used to have a jam jar each with our name on it, and the sugar would be about that high in the jam jar, and a little tub for your butter. But we put up with it. But the sweet ration went on for a lot longer afterwards.
Yes, it did.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were children then in the early 50s when sweeties were still rationed.
When I was in Germany, I went to one or two of the holiday places for the British, and I went to Brussels. And I was mad, really. I was quite cross to see how the people in Belgium were on their feet long before us, and yet we liberated them, if you know what I mean.
Yes.
They had barrel boys going around, piled up with bananas, and we didn't have bananas for years. I was really cross.
Yeah.
But we got a good reception wherever we went. I know I went into a shop, like they had sweets on sale and chocolates and that. And I bought some things in there, and there was a man looking through the window of the shop. And I thought, what's he doing? Anyway, when I came out, he stopped me. He said, don't think me rude, but he said, I want you to tell me what you bought and show me your change. He was checking for us that we weren't being diddled.
Yes.
I thought that was rather nice.
Yes, absolutely.
And there was a club there called the Montgomery Club, which had everything. It was very nice. I got photographs taken there. I got a lot of photographs in the skiing. I took to skiing like I don't know what, but anyway, I loved it. My sister, and horse riding too. But I went in for everything that was going, whether I could do it or not.
Give it a go.